Harry Morgan. Everything began with Harry Morgan, Dexter's adoptive father and a seasoned Miami homicide detective. Harry was the first person to recognize Dexter's disturbing tendencies. Instead of turning his son over to the authorities after finding evidence of animal killings, a classic warning sign, Harry chose a controversial route. He created the Code of Harry, a set of rules teaching Dexter to channel his murderous urges only towards other killers who had slipped through the justice system. In doing so, Harry believed he was protecting innocent lives and giving Dexter a purpose, but ultimately questioned if he made the right choice after seeing the monster he helped create. When Harry witnessed Dexter's violence firsthand, the horror proved too much, leading him to take his own life, leaving Dexter to carry on the code alone. Brian Moser. Few storylines are as tragic as Dexter's bond with his biological brother, Brian Moser. After a traumatic childhood where both witnessed their mother's brutal death, the two were separated. Dexter, adopted and given a strict moral framework, Brian left to struggle alone. When Brian re-enters Dexter's life as the notorious ice truck killer, he is thrilled to discover their shared darkness. However, Brian has no limits, and when he tries to drag Dexter deeper into his murderous world, asking him to kill his own sister, Deborah, Dexter's code prevails over brotherhood, ending in heartbreak and violence. James Dokes. James Dokes, a tough and perceptive detective, is one of the first to suspect something sinister about Dexter. Aware of Dexter's unnatural calm at crime scenes and his disconnect from ordinary emotions, Dokes becomes obsessed with exposing him. When Dokes discovers evidence linking Dexter to the Bay Harbor Butcher murders, a series of ritualistic killings targeting criminals, he confronts Dexter. But being right about Dexter has deadly consequences. Dokes is imprisoned and ultimately killed by someone else, with Dexter's secret remaining safe but the guilt and consequences lingering. Lila West is one of Dexter's most dangerously unpredictable allies. An artist he meets through Narcotics Anonymous, Lila becomes enthralled by Dexter's dark passenger. She is the first outsider to see not only Dexter's violence, but his vulnerability and deep isolation. Lila's obsession tips into violence and manipulation, even committing murder herself in a misguided attempt to prove loyalty to Dexter. In a reflection of his own fate, Lila ultimately pays with her life for discovering Dexter's real self. Miguel Prado, a powerful Miami district attorney, is swept up in Dexter's dual world after catching him in the act. Instead of horror, Miguel feels fascination, seeing in Dexter an opportunity for real justice outside the system. Together, they form an alliance, with Dexter teaching Miguel the code and Miguel pushing their partnership further with each kill. But without Dexter's discipline, Miguel quickly spirals out of control, breaking the code and endangering innocence. Dexter is faced with a brutal choice: end their alliance for good, or risk exposure and chaos. Once again, keeping his secret becomes the deadliest priority. Lumen Pierce. Lumen Pierce, a victim traumatized by a brutal gang, discovers Dexter mid-kill. Though terrified at first, she grows to trust him, recognizing his vigilante mission. Unlike anyone before, Lumen partners with Dexter not out of obsession, but out of a shared desire for justice and healing. Their relationship becomes intimate and transformative, but as Lumen's wounds begin to heal, her thirst for vengeance fades. She leaves Dexter, the only person to truly know and survive his secret. Proving the darkness within doesn't always mean love or companionship is impossible. Jordan Chase. Charismatic and successful, Jordan Chase is the ringleader of a violent criminal group. When Dexter and Lumen set their sights on him, Jordan learns Dexter is no ordinary adversary. He becomes aware of Dexter's capacity for violence, but never uncovers the full story. Their final confrontation showcases that sometimes the monsters are hidden behind the most charming masks, and justice comes from the shadows. Nicholas Gawe. In a rare, almost darkly comedic moment, Dexter confesses his secret to Nicholas Gawe, an elderly man with dementia, hoping for absolution or at least the catharsis of admitting the truth. Due to Gao's failing memory, the confession vanishes instantly, giving Dexter a fleeting escape from his burden, safely out of reach. Deborah Morgan. Deborah Morgan is Dexter's adoptive sister. Unaware that her idolized brother is the very sort she hunts, Deborah's life unravels when she witnesses Dexter killing. Her reaction is one of shock, grief, and denial, but also of complex, enduring love. Deborah's discovery is perhaps the most tragic. She is forced to reconcile her ideals with the reality of the person she loves most. The bond between Deborah and Dexter is what anchors the show's later seasons, an exploration of how far one can go for family and what it means to love someone unconditionally despite their darkness. Hannah McKay. Dexter's connection with Hannah McKay is unlike any before. Also a killer, Hannah fully accepts Dexter's true nature. At first he intends to kill her, but mutual understanding shifts their relationship into a powerful, passionate bond. For once, Dexter feels less alone, yet even with shared darkness, trust is fragile, making their love story both a refuge and a danger. Isaac Serko. Isaac Serko was no ordinary crime boss. As the ruthless enforcer for the Ukrainian Koshka Brotherhood, he came to Miami to avenge the death of his lover, Viktor Baskov, one of Dexter's victims. Unlike others who stumbled upon Dexter's secret by chance, Isaac uncovered the truth through relentless investigation and calm calculation. Their relationship was unusual, a tense dance between two men who recognized in each other a shared loneliness and code of survival. Isaac didn't want to kill Dexter out of hatred alone. His quest was driven by love and loss. In their final moments, Isaac even shared a deeply personal conversation with Dexter, revealing the pain behind his revenge and choosing to die with dignity rather than as just another enemy. For Dexter, Isaac was a rare equal and a mirror to his own hidden darkness. Maria LaGuerta was one of the few people dangerously close to exposing Dexter. As a driven lieutenant at Miami Metro, she reopened the Bay Harbor butcher case after finding suspicious evidence linked to Dexter. Her sharp instincts and determination made her a serious threat to his secret. Despite her persistence, Dexter skillfully manipulated evidence and situations to deflect suspicion. When LaGuerta finally arrested Dexter, her case fell apart due to tampered evidence. Still, she never gave up, pushing harder, until Dexter saw her as a threat he couldn't afford. In a desperate move, Dexter kidnapped and killed a target to lure LaGuerta, planning to kill her and frame it as self-defense. But Deborah, Dexter's sister, intervened, shooting LaGuerta herself to protect Dexter. LaGuerta's fate is a stark reminder of the deadly consequences of getting too close to the truth in Dexter's world. Dr. Evelyn Vogel was one of the few people who fully understood Dexter. A neuropsychiatrist specializing in psychopathy, Vogel worked closely with Harry Morgan to create the Code, the set of rules that guided Dexter's violent urges and kept him from becoming a danger to innocent people. Unlike others who feared or hunted Dexter, Vogel viewed him clinically and almost proudly, seeing him as a successful psychopath who adhered to the code. She became a rare confidant, helping Dexter explore his dark urges and understand his need for control. But her relationship with Dexter was complicated. Her son Oliver Saxon, aka the brain surgeon, became Dexter's deadly enemy, Zach Hamilton. Zach Hamilton was a troubled young man whose dark impulses mirrored Dexter's own. After killing his father's mistress, Zach found himself on Dexter's kill table. Instead of killing him, Dexter saw potential, someone who could be taught the code and learn to control his urges responsibly. Taking on a mentor role, Dexter tried to guide Zach in channeling his violent tendencies, hoping to prevent another lost soul from spiraling out of control. For a brief moment, Zach became like a son to Dexter, one of the very few people who knew his secret and weren't afraid. Sadly, Zach's story ended in tragedy when he was killed by the brain surgeon Oliver Saxon, cutting short both his life and his chance at redemption. Zach's fate serves as a stark reminder of the danger shadowing anyone who gets close to Dexter's dark world. Oliver Saxon, known as the brain surgeon, was Dexter's most chilling and methodical enemy. A brilliant neurosurgeon turned serial killer, Saxon was obsessed with control and mutilation, making him one of the most dangerous killers Dexter ever faced. Saxon uncovered Dexter's secret by hacking into Dr. Evelyn Vogel's files, gaining detailed knowledge of Dexter's past, code, and killing habits. Fueled by jealousy and hatred, Saxon became obsessed with destroying Dexter, setting up a deadly game between two killers. Their final confrontation was brutal and personal. Dexter managed to kill Saxon, but not without cost. Saxon's threat forced Dexter to confront his own darkness like never before. Saxon's story is a grim reminder of how even the most carefully hidden secrets can be exposed and the deadly consequences that follow. Alright guys, this is all I got for today. If you enjoyed this video, it would be appreciated if you like the video and subscribe to the channel. We are so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, and it would make me so happy if you do so. Stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you in the next one. This is Rot Milk signing off.